Welcome back. You're listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. Time to talk all things North Central Netball with the president of the association, Kylie Walsh, who joins me now. Kylie, great to have you on. How are you?
Good, thanks, Alice. Thanks for having me again.
Good. Well, we are very much appreciative of you here, Kylie. As you know, some great insights, and there's not much that slips past you, aside from one thing that we'll talk about right at the end of this segment today. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the results across the weekend in the A grade. And in the Wedderburn Redbacks game against St Arnaud, we had the home side getting the win 69-41. How did you see this game?
Yeah, as expected, Wedderburn went straight down to the business with this game and against St Arnaud and quickly playing to their strengths of the team and individually. St Arnaud worked really hard and ticked away at the scoreboard, and then an injury to Wedderburn's Courtney Gleeson slightly altered the strong defensive combination of Courtney Gleeson and Tess Jackson. So St Arnaud did capitalise on that in the last quarter, and they won that last quarter. But Wedderburn already had a strongly built score behind them, so they ended up with a comfortable win over the Saints, 69-41.
I thought it might have been a dominant day for Donald against Nullarbor. Maybe not a dominant day as such, but a day where they wouldn't lose, but they did lose 37-49. Nullarbor getting the better of Donald in the end.
Yeah, look, but all fair play to Donald. They took the challenge out to Nullarbor, right from the get-go, and they took out the first quarter by 2 goals. And then I'm not sure whether the injury to Nullarbor was Rachel Smith, and then they brought on Madeline Smith, which would have created some challenges in the circle for the Funk Cousins, Donald Funk Cousins. And then that for Nullarbor enabled additional drives and created more confidence for the Maroons. So they would have had a bit more driving force down the court. Gemma Fawcett for Nullarbor certainly found her vision at the post and accuracy this week, and she had a great haul of goals. So, yeah, Nullarbor were too strong for Donald this time, winning 49-37.
Witchy Narraport versus Sea Lake Nandali. This one ended up not being a huge discrepancy in the scoreline, but 56-37 in the end. Sea Lake Nandali going down.
Yeah, and look, Sea Lake Nandali Tigers really came out in this game's gusto, and they were able to carry that through to the second quarter. And congratulations to the Tigers. They've been continually determined every week and never giving up, so congrats to them. But Witchy proved Narraport took a late second half surge, and with that assistance of Nikita Gunn taking the leader in the goals. And as you said, Alice, Witchy proved Narraport finished with a comfortable win over the Tigers, 56-37.
And in no doubt, what was the game of the round and the shock of the round? Boort going down at home to Boort Watcham. I dare say you had a pretty good idea of how this all eventuated, Kylie, but another loss for Boort. What's going on there, firstly? And secondly, tell us about the extraordinary efforts of the Boort Watcham girls to get this result.
Yeah, gee whiz, I've watched some thriller games this season. It's just been wonderful for our association to have such wonderful games across the association, and this really was again a test of concentration for the Bulls against Boort. There was certainly no breathing space. It was seriously goal for goal, 1 goal up, 2 goals, and it was who was going to break their concentration. Roxy Train and worked really well with Emma Darker for Boort, shutting down the goaling combo of Jenna Angel and Kiana Brooks. They're really gelling nicely towards this end of the season. Bulls' defence worked really hard to reduce the opportunities. Steph Wilson, and that really seemed to be effective, and it reduced her usual confidence towards the post, and that allowed Sophie Perriman of Boort. She just floated in nicely and took some sneaky goals. But Bulls altered their mid-court combinations throughout the game, and that really seemed to be effective and created some confusion against Boort. And Boort Watcham were able to flip the score in the dying minutes and take the scalp of the Boort, 43-41. That was a magnificent game.
Well, a magnificent game, and it sets us up for a magnificent finish too, Kylie. So before you'll be able to discuss this right now. Before we get into the fixtures, just give us the lay of the ladder right now, because the result had huge ramifications for the top 2, that is for sure.
Yeah, look, Boort have still got a bit of breathing space. So Boort are still sitting on top, and with Boort Watcham snipping at the tail, and Wedderburn third with Nullarbor fourth. So it didn't alter the ladder as such with Boort Watcham beating Boort. So yeah, they're all sitting pretty. I think it might affect Wedderburn and Nullarbor in this weekend. I think, yeah.
All right, well, we'll move on, Kylie, and talk about what it all means for the games that we'll have happening tomorrow. One of those will be Wedderburn Redbacks up against St Arnaud. Oh, no, I'm reading. Okay, I've enough that.
You're right.
Sorry.
You're right.
Where am I? I'll just get it up on the computer.
Wedderburn, Nulley, yeah.
We'll take a look at the games happening across the traps tomorrow, Kylie, in round 17. One of those will be the Boort girls who are up against St Arnaud. How do you see this one going?
I think St Arnaud will have a tough game against Boort, but I think Boort will get straight down to business and try and iron out some of the ripples from last weekend and work on that centre combination, mid-court combination. But I think they'll have a comfortable win over St Arnaud.
Well, you never know because there's going to be pressure on them. They've got a hard game to close out the minor rounds against Nullarbor where, you'd assume there'll be pressure on them by that stage to get the win no matter what happens this weekend. But still, St Arnaud, they could be a bit of a banana peel.
Oh, you never know. Never know in the big smoke, yeah.
All right, we'll move along.
Things happen.
They have indeed, that is for sure. Nullarbor, we just spoke about them. They're at home to Wedderburn. This will be probably game of the round, I would have thought.
Yeah, I agree, Alice. I think it will be game of the round, and especially with both teams hitting their straps at the business end of the season. And Nullarbor took the scalp against Wedderburn in their home court last time they met, but I think this time Wedderburn will take the scalp of the Maroons on their home court. I think it'll be a really tough, close contest. It'll be great to watch, but I think the Redbacks will take the win. A very close game.
Sea Lake Nandali host Donald. You'd assume that Donald will get some reprieve on this occasion.
I think so. I think Sea Lake Nandali Tigers will take some confidence after the last few weeks, and they know that they can be motivated for that strong first half. It's just the back half they're still working on. But I think certainly Donald's steadiness and the strength they have will bring them an edge over the Tigers, and Donald will come home with the win.
Can Charlton find ways to mitigate the strengths of Witchy-proof Narraport tomorrow, Kylie?
Oh, I think this is going to be a great game for both clubs, and it's probably one they both needed. But I think Witchy-proof Narraport will have the staying power for this game and will be able to surge towards the back end. But, Demons will have a win over the Navies.
All right, now a few just small talking points to close out the segment, Kylie. Just FYI to everyone, Boort Watcham do have the bye this round. Now, over to you. You want to make some comments about the women's Mallee squad, which has now come together. There's some representatives in that team you want to give a shout out to. Yeah,
that's right. Thank you. The last few Sundays, we've had a few of our NCNA under 17 and under 15 players trying out for the next level rep squads of the Wimmera Mallee region netball to compete at the state titles in Melbourne in October. The squads were announced during the week, so we'll throw our congratulations to Zali Angel from Boort Watcham and Phoebe Henderson from Boort, who reached the 15 under squad with their lead coach Claire Drum, who has a wonderful wealth of knowledge and experience with netball. Congratulations to Jenna Angel, Ebony Frank from Boort Watcham, Eliza Perriman from Boort, Lainey at Mortlock and Macy Mortlock and Abby Griffith from Donald. They all made it into the 17 under squad. Myself as lead coach and assistant coach Sophie Thomas. So we're both very excited to coach such a talented squad over the coming months. I'd personally like to congratulate all the players who tried out for all the sessions. Whether they made it or not, I hope they're all proud of themselves that they reached the next level. They showed some great skills out there during the trials. I'd like to do a little shout out to all our North Central C grade competitors. My apologies for leaving you out in our discussions last week. I'm not the forgotten grade. I'd particularly like to give a shout out to Boort C grade team who pointed this out to me Saturday, that they were missed. And Alice, while speaking to them, I discovered a secret team strategy of being undefeated and on top of the ladder this season, and that is donuts. That's right, coaches out there. If they won a game, each player earned a freshly purchased donut from various bakeries throughout the association next week. So I think I might add this tactic to my coaching hat and add it to all the resources I have.
Some sweet motivation, that's for sure. Well, good to hear, Kylie, in many ways that some unsatisfied listeners are chewing your ear off, because it means that you and I have to remember a few more things in our chats. But some great banter there nevertheless. And Kylie Walsh, the president of the North Central Netball Association, we thank you for your time.
Thanks, Alice. Thanks for having me.